Hello. Today I will be giving you 3 stories from r/true scary stories, a subreddit. First, I will start with the most recent. I was nearly kidnapped. This took place on November the 2nd. Okay, so this might not be the type of story where you feel like you're going to die or anything like that, but it was definitely creepy. Okay, so I live about an 8-minute walk away from the store in my neighborhood, and I had to go there to get a couple of things. After I'd finished shopping, I started to walk back the way I went to the store to my house. About 30 seconds after I start walking, a car passes me and stops about 10 feet ahead of me. I watch a lot of horror stories on YouTube for hours daily, so I became very paranoid. And because of this, I stop. I get about 5 feet away from the car, and it never moved. I saw the person taking quick, darting looks at me. After about 30 seconds of this, I turn around and run away as fast as I could in the opposite direction. I stop. I look, and the car slowly starts to drive away. After I see this, I stupidly turn back around and go the same way again. I know it was a dumb idea, but give me a break. The person in the car sees me and reverses the damn car and drives straight to me while staring at me. This time I'm even more scared than I was the first time. He stopped in front of me, and I turned around and ran. And not so shockingly, the car speeds off again when I do. I start going home a different way, thinking that this was just crazy. About 4 to 5 minutes later, this guy starts driving around the block looking for me. He passes me about 3 times, and then he sees me, stops the car, and gets out. He starts running after me. I was near a forest. Well, a very small patch of trees, but a forest nonetheless. I hide. He runs back into his car after not finding me, and he drives around the block another 2 times. After I saw him the last time, I booked it for the alley leading to my house. I got home safe. Men in the forest. This happened to me years ago. Still seems like yesterday. I was driving with my girlfriend to her parents' house to celebrate her father's birthday. Mind you, the trip from where I live to her parents is about a 6-hour drive, but we packed things up, some gifts and some other small stuff. We headed out ready to go. The journey at the beginning was fine. Not much traffic. It was very nice weather, considering it was the start of spring. Then, out of nowhere, I got a flat tire, which is not a problem, as I am a handy guy. And I replaced it, but it did take a while, as some lug nuts were seized. And the evening was fast approaching. I was driving using Google Maps, and the road I was going was new to me. My girlfriend started napping and said to wake her up when we got near her parents' home. I said okay, as she was working long hours from the day before. The Google Maps was showing the road through the wood. I had suspicion that maybe the map was not showing the right way, because from time to time, Google does do that. It changes the direction on you, out of nowhere. When I reached the forest, I stumbled across a small parking lot. It was very old and seemed like nobody really used it. Patches of grass were uncut, and the road to the park was full with holes. Surprise, surprise, Google changed the direction again. I stopped in the parking lot. There was nobody around, so I turned off the engine, but left the headlights on. I was checking my phone for new directions and wasn't really paying attention to what was going on around me. But just then I see 3 men in front of my car, very close. They were approaching very stealthily and were coming toward my car. I turned on the engine, reversed the car, and was driving as fast as I could. As I was backing away, I saw the face of one of the men. It was creepy. He had no real emotion, no anger, but his eyes said it all. He had evil intentions. My girlfriend woke up and she started asking why I was driving so fast in the woods. I said to her somebody was chasing us, as apparently I screamed and was shaking while driving, so she knew I wasn't messing about. I didn't care where, I just wanted to escape this forest ASAP. I was looking into my mirror every 10 seconds, and that was the creepiest thing that ever happened in my life. I don't want to know who those men were. Humanoid in the corner. So this happened 3 years ago when I was visiting my family in Arizona with my mother. We were staying at my sister's and her husband's new home. It was fairly large and up-to-date house. There were 2 floors. The room I was staying in was upstairs, and my mom's was downstairs. Since the home was new, there wasn't a lot of furniture. My room consisted of a small mattress in the far corner and had 2 doors on each side of the opposite corner. One leading into an empty walk-in closet, and the other was the exit into the hallway. It was quiet and had a single window that didn't bring in much light. Now, I'm the type of person that likes to sleep with some kind of light on because I don't like complete darkness. But the room only had a ceiling fan light. So I decided I was going to sleep in the dark and play Netflix or YouTube videos on my phone for a source of light so that I could fall asleep. Everything was great, except when it was nighttime. I always felt a little creeped out when I went to sleep, but I just blamed it on me being afraid of the dark. Still, I couldn't shake that eerie feeling I had whenever I was within the room. About a few days in, I did my normal routine of getting ready for bed and putting something on my phone to watch. As I was drifting to sleep, I had this odd feeling I was being watched, so I kept looking up from my screen and scanning the room, but there wasn't anything around. I finally fell asleep, but then woke up abruptly. I figured it was really early in the morning, so I checked my phone to see the time. It was exactly 3 a.m. I was kind of freaked out, so I turned around to look in the room. My heart sank, and I felt the pain that sears through your body when something instantly terrifies you. In the corner, I see this tall, dark figure. The room was already pitch black, but this humanoid thing was somehow even blacker than the darkness itself. I could see the outline. It was as tall as the ceiling and had a slim figure. I remember the hands were so large with long, skinny fingers. I couldn't see its face, but I could feel it staring at me on the ceiling. Man, it makes me tear up just thinking about it. Not because I'm going to cry. It's such an intense fear that I don't feel often. The weird part about it, though, is that I didn't scream or anything. I knew it wasn't human, and I don't know how to explain it. It's just that reacting felt pointless. It was standing in the corner between the 2 doors, so escaping wasn't an option either. I just quickly turned around and put the covers over my head. Then I turned on the first video on YouTube and started praying. It felt like I blinked, because then it was suddenly morning. The sun was peering into my room. I turned my head to look at the corner and saw that there was nothing. Relief washed over me as I figured I was just dreaming or some type of sleep paralysis. Except when I unlocked my phone. YouTube appeared with the replay button on the same video I clicked when I was hiding under the covers. The fear came back as I realized it had actually happened to some extent. My sister came into my room with her 2 dogs to say good morning, told me to get ready for the day we had planned. I started getting ready. With the door open, the dogs were in the room with me. They both went to the closet door and started whining and scratching at it. That really started to freak me out. So I opened it and peeked inside with my friend on the phone because I was about to pee my pants. There was nothing in there, just an empty closet. I went downstairs to eat breakfast and told my family about it. They thought it was creepy, but just shrugged it off, thinking it was just my imagination. My sister said sometimes the dogs would do that to close doors in the house, but honestly, I felt like they sensed something. I did actually keep sleeping in that room, though. Nothing more happened, and I kept the ceiling light on for a little while at night. Just kind of weirds me out thinking back, because I fell asleep so fast after being scared like that. And it felt like I blinked one moment, and it was morning. My family jokes about me being abducted by aliens, but honestly, sometimes I wonder. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 stories from r/True Scary Stories. If you have any stories that you would like me to read, please send me a link in the comments, drop a like, and have a good, creepy day.